The headline, Yanks not expected to be a threat to sign Diaz. Think about that headline for a second. Yanks not expected to be a threat to sign Diaz. Why not?
Well, they got a closer. That's the short answer.
But they should be a threat to sign everybody.
This is somebody that they love. Which
Diaz is better than Bednar. Now, I'm not saying I'd give 5 years, $100 million, but why wouldn't the Yankees be a threat to sign Diaz and have him be your closer and Bednar be the eighth inning? The Mets can get Devin Williams to be the eighth inning guy and then have Diaz be the ninth inning guy. Now, again, there's a lot of money involved there, but that's the point. It's the Yankees. Why wouldn't they be a threat? They should always be a threat on all the best players.
I'm not a spiteful person. I'm really not. I've never been very spiteful. But if I was Hal, I think I might. Now, it's a little bit of a risky proposition, I guess. But I would mess around and I would try to just really spite the Mets here. And I would dance with Diaz until the lights go off. And I would jack up that price for Cohen. And then I'd say, take him.
Right.
I got Bednar. Who's not quite as good,
enough,
but a whole hell of a lot cheaper.
You're the Yankees.
They don't want Diaz. I don't really want Diaz. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him.
Why wouldn't you want Diaz? There's only one reason why you wouldn't want Diaz.
Well, the reason is because I think doing that would prevent them from doing the things I really think that they need to do. That's the
wrong reason.
But that's the only answer.
To me, the reason is because you think his price is going to get to a point where, let's just say 5 years, $100 million.
He's not worth five. He might get that.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't worth that.
But that's the reason. It's not that he's not a great pitcher.
He's terrific.
He's one of the best closers in the game, and he's clearly the best closer on the market.
I agree with that.
Every team that's trying to win and improve their ball club should go after it. Can't be, well, we got Bednar, we're good.
Yeah, well,
come on. Well, I mean, now, I'm not saying that even for the Mets. I don't know if it's a sound investment investing another $100 million on top of the Williams $53 million in your bullpen. I would do it if I had to. I would hope to get Diaz for maybe 4 for $80. Maybe gives the Mets a little discount because he's been such a long time Met and had so much fun there. Whatever. We'll see how that plays out. I want the player. I don't know about the spending the $100 million on him, but you also need more than that anyway. So I'd rather go over the top on a different spot myself. All I'm saying is the Yankees, why would they not be a threat? And they have no interest in Diaz. You'd rather have Bednar than Edwin Diaz? That makes no sense.
Well, here's the thing. And again, numbers matter. Now, if this was the old days, I don't think I would reach for this because numbers didn't quite matter as much in the Yankee universe, but they do now. So you've got to work under the new set of rules that we should know by now. You know, I mean, we could do fantasy land, and it's fun. But I don't think the Yankees are going to give Diaz 100 and go and get Bellinger for 6 or 7 years and sniff around on Tucker and do this. They're not. So I've got to work under the new reality that they presented to me. And the reality is, while Diaz, let me just be very clear, Diaz is obviously better than Bednar.
Yeah.
But Bednar made $4 million last year.
Right.
Is he $30 million a year better? I mean, his ERA with the Yankees was 2.19.
Right.
I mean, his whip was less than 1.
Well, that's my argument.
How much better can you be than that?
That's my argument for the Mets. Everybody's like, Mets need to bring back Diaz. Yeah, well, obviously it would make the bullpen better, but is Diaz worth double of what you just paid Devin Williams? Is he going to double that production? He's not. The answer is he's not.
True.
Arguably, it might even be worse if Devin Williams has a vintage Devin Williams year.
He has every other year but last year.
Yeah. And even within last year, he started to show that at some point.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about value, that's what the Mets and I think other teams are looking for. I'm not going to overpay based on what you did when I project what you can do, when I could get somebody else who might not be as good, but do it for far less money. And I'm looking for a better value and mitigating the risk in that regard. So I do understand that. I just don't understand why the Yankees would be ruled out as not even being a threat to be involved in Edwin Diaz.
Well, listen, I'm just going to repeat very quickly what I said.
Yeah,
They've got a closer that they like. He's cheap. He performed well in the Bronx, and he's controllable. That's one of the reasons. And that's one thing Cashman's great at. The guys he brought in have controllability.
Fair enough. But then I don't want to hear that they're not a threat for anybody else. And
I agree with that.
So then that's
yes.
When you combine everything, it seems like the Yankees are not doing much. I'm not buying it. I still believe they're going to be big players for Tucker. I don't think they're getting Bellinger and Tucker.
There's no chance that's happening.
I think maybe they can make a big trade. You're starting to hear the rumblings about Jazz. We talked about that yesterday. So I think the Yankees are going to have an active offseason.
So do I.
And still probably sign at least one big free agent. But the same stuff with not being in on Diaz. Oh, Bellinger, if we could get priced out on Bellinger. Like, you don't hear that with the Dodgers.
No, I know.
You don't even hear that with the Mets. The Mets aren't going to get priced out.
I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Yeah, I got nothing to say to that. That's true.
But doesn't that bother you?
Yes. How much you want me to scream about
the Bronze Bombers? I'm going to tweak you until you scream about it. Needle you while I can. BT and Sal, the fan, 888-808-1019. The number to call. Let's get one baseball call in here before we get back to the honest stuff. John is in Danbury. What's up, John?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
So, good. Number one, all the best to whatever happens. Number two, you guys are a great show. Sal, I do got one little point.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you say it all the time, and I get it's a twerk at the Yankees, you know, getting priced out. Listen, the Mets might not get priced out either, but, you know, you constantly are like, we can't buy this, we can't buy that. The Mets can buy it all, right? The Mets can buy it all. So why don't the Mets get Bellinger and Tucker?
Well, because they wouldn't fit.
They have the money. No, they would fit. Bellinger can play first, and Tucker can play the outfield.
Yeah, no, I'd rather Pete back. Why not Pete and Bellinger if you're going to do that? Or
you could do that.
Pete and Tatis.
Yes.
Yeah, but I understand, John. Do you want to talk about the Mets or the Yankees? I'm confused. Let's keep it one or the other.
I want to talk about what I think is you point out the Yankees' money and they're not all in.
Because that's a story, John. What do I say when it comes to the Mets? What I say with the Mets is that they lose. They lose. The Mets can spend all the... No, yes. What do you mean? No. Yes. What do you mean? I'm confused. John, is your point? Do you think I'm being unfair to the Yankees? Is that your point? And favoring the Mets?
No, I think what you're not saying the same for both. That's what I'm saying.
Because the Mets don't operate the way the Yankees do when the finances come into play. And thank you for the call, John. That's what you're missing. When have you heard Steve Cohen talk about, well, we want a salary cap? Oh, the luxury tax threshold. Hal's been talking about that for years. And by the way, we've gone over this many times before. The Yankees' issue isn't lack of spending.
No.
It's a part of the frustration because they haven't won enough and you see other teams spending more. Mm-hmm. That's something we still haven't gotten used to, but that's not their primary issue. The Mets' issue is everything else. They can't build a winning team. That's their issue.
Can we fuse the two and just make one team?
Well, right. I mean,
that might work out.
Maybe then they could get some wins. So the Mets have their own problems, but having an owner who's willing to extend above and beyond is not one of them.
Agreed with that. To me, the issue with the Yankees has been an improper allocation of funding. That's the problem. You know, it's not nickel and diamond. It's not, retreating 5 steps back from where they used to be. They're just not as carte blanche as they used to be. We all know that. And when they make a mistake, whether it's a DJ or Hicks, we know all the mistakes, right? When it's one of those mistakes, they are much more reticent to swallow the mistake and then pivot quickly with aggression. They'll wait, then they'll eventually, because they have no choice, swallow. Then they'll pivot, but it'll be for a B- type of pivot rather than the monster pivot.
Okay, so I agree. Is that prioritizing winning? Is that winning it? And then therein lies the problem.
I agree. We've had this. I'm with you.
No, I know. And I'm not trying to pick on the Yankees. I'm just frustrated for them. I want to see them be better. Obviously, we talk about that all the time. It's not a Met-Yankee thing. I don't care about that. What we care about is having the best baseball teams possible. The Yankees went to the World Series 2 years ago. Then they let one of the best players, one of the more integral players in getting to the World Series go for more money. Okay, maybe they couldn't do anything about it. Maybe $765 was ridiculous. Fair enough. They built the plan B, and it was a solid plan B.
It was. I liked it on paper, and I liked it most of the season.
It fell short. Okay, happens. The idea should be, now that we set this plan B, let's build on top of it. Not let's lose Bellinger and then try to figure out how to replace him. The idea would be to get better. They got worse after losing Soto, and now you don't want to get even worse than where you were. Meanwhile, other teams around them are continuing to get better.
Red Sox
the Blue Jays may get Tucker.
Well, the Toronto's obviously better. The Red Sox are coming. This is the reality of where we are. They're really good. They're not good enough. By the way, just read the headline. What was the headline that it said? But the Yankees, it was a short headline. Diaz.
Yankees.
What was the exact wording?
Yanks not expected to be a threat to sign Diaz.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you can tell that.
It was actually from Jack Curry.
It was from Jack.
So it's an aggregating here. I just saw it on SNY, social media. Jack Curry, yes, does not believe the Yankees will pursue Diaz or other top relievers on the free agent market.
Okay. Now, and so that wasn't Jack's wording of threat. It was just the headline, and then they were taking the point that he said, and then
I just read you the story on SNY.TV.
Okay. So here's why I'm okay with that. because I don't think that they need Diaz.
Right.
If Diaz's name was out and it was Tucker's name or Bellinger's name or one of the 3 or 4 names, and those are the top 2, obviously, that I truly value and know that the Yankees need to minimally get at least one to take a step and hang with the big boys again and win. Well, now I would have exploded today. But for me, there's no reason to explode when they don't have a need at the back. And I do admit Diaz is more electric than Bednar, but Bednar is really good. He fit well. He's cheap and he's controllable like that. So I'm not just going to air craziness just to air craziness. But if there's a similar article attached to one of those guys that I know that they need,
right,
you'll get the craziness.
Makes sense. And John Heyman, the Post just tweeted this out from John Heyman.
And what, is it quoting Beningo on the Mets plans?
Cody Bellinger. Yeah, I did.
Outta here.
Cody Bellinger remains the Yankees' #1 target. This is according to Heyman of the Post. And while they aren't necessarily close to a deal yet, they are making a big effort. Bellinger has a ton of interest coming off his 5-war season. Mets, Phillies, Angels, Dodgers, other possibilities. That furthers the report yesterday from Morosi.
Yeah.
But this is John Heyman, the latest that the Post tweeted out. So there you go. So the Yankees right now, the primary target is Bellinger. They're going hard after him. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you also don't want to hear it, but we're not going to go to... I think Bellinger's coming back to the Yankees because I think he wants to be here, so they shouldn't have to go over the top to land him.
You would think, unless there is one, rogue offer that we would deem irresponsible. I mean, if it's the same years, 6-6, again, 7's crazy. But say if he's got 3 or 4 offers and they're all 6 years, and maybe the Yankees AAV is $2 million less than the Dodgers or the Mets, whatever. Then I could see him saying, you know what, I like it here. I'm good with Judge. I'm comfortable. My dad played here. He won championships. I'm good. I'm going to stay Yankee. But if they think they're getting a hometown discount where, they offer 5 years and other teams are offering 7, he's leaving.
Jim is calling from New Hyde Park. What's up, Jim?
Jimmy.
Hey, Jim. All right. Anthony's calling from Fort Lauderdale about Giannis. What's up, Ant? Obviously, we were talking about that the first hour. What's up, Ant?
How are you guys doing? Happy holidays.
You too.
You too, Ant.
I wanted to just begin just a quick statement. I'm not going to get into too much depth about it, but I will miss you guys, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are part of my family every morning.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Anthony.
Every mid-afternoon. And I watch you on YouTube all the time.
That's
sorely
awesome,
going to miss you guys. It's a bad decision what they're doing.
Well, we're not dying, so you'll hear from us at some point. Thank you very much.
I would like to know if you could please make an announcement.
Well, we will. And I'm not trying to cut you off or anybody else who says that stuff. Trust me, man. Especially at this time, we love hearing it. It feels good. We're just doing the show. There'll be a time and a place for that. Thank you very, very much. Talk to us about the Giannis trade. What are you thinking, man?
Definitely. Just let me know where you're going.
Yeah, no, we will. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the Knicks. I'm a big Knicks fan, big Mets fan as well. So I want to focus on the Knicks right now. Obviously, It's what's going on with Giannis. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I've been following basketball for a very long time, and before I ask you a question, I want you guys to give me an honest opinion on something. Okay? As much as I love Jalen Brunson, and I do you think that he makes people around him better the way Magic Johnson did?
No, I don't know that anybody makes people better than the way Magic or Bird. I mean, that's Magic Johnson. The answer is no.
Okay.
It's the easiest question I've ever heard in my life. You know the answer.
But he does make people around him better.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. And I don't even think he's as good as Isaiah Thomas.
He's
to be
not.
honest with you.
He's not.
Okay. So bottom line is this. I probably would trade him for Giannis. I probably would. I watched him play the Celtics the other night. He sometimes he falls apart at times, Jalen Brunson. He does. If you watch that game against the Celtics, the whole game, tell me what you saw, because I saw things that really pissed me off, and he's inconsistent at times. I'll be honest with you. And he does commit turnovers at times.
I don't think and one thing, and I don't think and thank you for the call, and really thanks for saying what you said. We appreciate that, buddy. We'll be. You call us. We're not leaving today. Soon, but not today. I think that the criticisms, the inconsistencies that you illuminate with Brunson, I don't think that that's fair. Now, I think that there are inherent deficiencies He's short. He's not explosive. Laterally, he's a problem on the pick and roll defense. You could exploit him. You could attack him, as basically every team does. He's a little loose with the ball. I'll give you that. But the other stuff is on lock every single night. He's as reliable as it gets.
No, come on. And he's the perfect guy to represent your franchise. So those are not easy. It's not happening. The Knicks aren't trading him. Hoff mentioned it before, and I even forget what his, honestly, I was kind of zoning out a little bit. But was Hoff saying that he would do it, or he thinks that they're going to? I thought he said that they're going to.
He was saying that he would. Actually, I think he may be saying that they will.
Surprised if they did.
No, right. That was my point. You didn't say, I didn't want to rip his thing. I thought you said that they would trade him for Giannis.
Yeah.
That's where I said.
But would you agree? I guess you would if they did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
figured that.
But there are two different things.
Yes.
A, they aren't trading him.
Check.
B, would you trade him?
X.
It's a different conversation.
It's very different.
BT and Sal on the fan. We'll continue, I guess, the same conversation when we come back. 888-808-1019.